Hello there! In this video I'll be showing you how to kill the T29, but first an explanation. Now the new format of these videos will go like so. There will be a short set of don'ts to start the video, followed by firing trials, which will take the average penetration values of each tier leading up to that of the tank of the video's focus. For example, this video features a tier 7 tank, so the firing trials will involve guns with approximately the average penetration of tiers 5, 6, and 7. To kick it off, the don'ts. Never shoot at the front of a T29's turret. Even tier 10s don't have enough standard round penetration to damage the T29 through its mantlet. To build upon this point, do not engage a T29 that is hull down. Though it does have a cupola, its weak patch is tiny and is rarely worth targeting. Avoid ramming the T29. At 63 tons, there are only a handful of tanks it can encounter that are capable of matching or beating the T29 when push comes to shove. What did I just fucking say? God damn it. Next, the tier 5 firing test. As the turret is all but impenetrable, only the hull is worth targeting, and with only 110mm of penetration, only 2 zones can be damaged. The upper plate, being 102mm thick and angled at about 45 degrees, has an effective thickness of 145mm. Thus, the equally angled but thinner lower plate is a more favorable target, with a thickness of only 70mm, giving it an effective thickness of around 110mm. This makes it possible to penetrate it about half the time, but a better option exists yet. The machine gun port toward the left side of the upper glacis is about 70mm thick and has little angling, so a clean hit will almost always penetrate. Engaging a T29 from the front as a tier 5 is, however, not recommended. A single shot from its 105mm gun is enough to maim any tier 5 it hits. Tier 6s have more options. With an average of around 140mm of penetration, the lower plate can now be consistently penetrated, and the machine gun port remains a good bullseye. However, with favorable circumstances, such as shooting from above, some tier 6s are capable of penetrating the upper plate with some consistency. Only pursue this option if your tank has 155mm of penetration or greater, as less will not suffice for consistently damaging the T29. At tier 7, with an average penetration of 170mm, any part of the T29's frontal hull is fair game. Both upper and lower plates can be consistently penetrated on a clean hit, never mind the machine gun port. Now for the 45-degree side hull shots. Tier 5s will have some difficulty, but won't be entirely impotent against the T29's side armor at this angle. Some shots will penetrate, but only if they don't have to pass through the tracks, and only with lucky penetration rolls. Tier 6s will be able to punch through the side of the hull from this angle with consistency, and will even be able to do so through the tracks at shallower angles. Tier 7s will have no trouble getting through the T29's side armor at anything less than auto bounce angle of 70 degrees, as long as they don't have unfavorable RNG. Next is the flat side test. This will include the turret, which was excluded from the last test because of its difficulty to penetrate at steep angles. Tier 5s will be able to penetrate the side almost every time, as the T29's side of the hull ranges from 76 to 100mm thick, which is not enough to bounce tier 5s consistently. They will, however, have difficulty with the side of the turret, which at 127mm thick with some rounding, is too much for all but the punchiest tier 5s to handle. Tier 6s don't even need an explanation on how to handle the side of the T29's hull, and only a select few will have trouble with the side of its turret. Tier 7s can shoot it just about anywhere, and providing you don't have Irish luck, you'll penetrate every time. As far as the rear goes, nothing that can be matched against the T29 will have difficulty penetrating its rear. With 51mm of rear hull armor and 102mm of rear turret armor, it is easy to damage this tank from astern. Some howitzer-equipped tanks, such as an M4 or KV-2, will be able to penetrate the rear of the hull with HE for significant damage. Heat rounds are another option for a less risky but almost as lethal dose of damage. This set of tutorials will also apply to the T34 and T30, as both are historically variants of the T29, but each with a larger gun at higher tiers. The T34 uses a 120mm gun at tier 8, and the T30 can have a 155mm gun at tier 9. Everything armor-wise, however, is all but identical. If you need help killing something in World of Tanks, request it in the comments. the most requested vehicles will be done first. I'd like to thank IR Haluk, Transgender Panda, Black Widow K758, and Bill R1966 for volunteering this video. Thanks for watching, and don't suck.